51-23 run with complimentary plays over the past 38 days, despite suffering just my 8th losing day in that stretch, as I took the color last night, losing a pair of run line releases with the Cardinals and the Dodgers. But hey, 51-23 with the plays I'm giving away, you can live with that. So can I. And of course, last night I hit my best bet. The Yankees, another run line release as a $1.30 dog, getting the 8-4 win at home against Minnesota Twins, which means I've now won 24 the past 38 days with my premium play. So all in all, I've got no complaints, and hopefully you don't either over the past 5-6 weeks. Listen, I want to talk about run line plays in just a moment, and something that came up last night which I wanted to pass on to you. First, let me quickly tell you, half price play of the day. Jeff Benton. He's been the 777 triple play each of the past 3 days. You've gotten 3 straight 59 total winners from him, all for $7.77. Today, he's going for winning day number 48 out of 77 and 18 out of 25, and it's a monster play. Biggest play of his career in baseball. First 200 dime release of the season. Interleague game of the year, Mets and Orioles. And as I always tell you guys, there's no reason that you have to spend big money to make big money. I saw the big play. He's been hot, and he's the half-price play of the day. The coupon code is 200-DIMER, 200-DIMER, 200-DIMER. That will get you his biggest play of his career going today. Remember, $10 bettors have won over $16,000 in all sports since April of 2014. 2014. And they're up over $15,300 in baseball alone over the past 2 years. So, again, he's the half-price play of the day. You've got the charity play of the week going today. Props going out to Anthony Red. Yesterday, you got his blowout of the year winner with the Nationals on the run line as a $1.10 dog, 15-6 at Coors Field against the Rockies. You got it for $24. You can get today's play, saving $75 again for just $24. His 50-dime baseball winner, number 20 out of 29, is mismatch of the year. Me, I told you I'm going for winning day number 25 out of 39. Today, my American League dog of the month, it's 15-dime winner, number 11 out of 16. That matches my normal top-rated play. And in terms of underdogs, it's number 10 out of 16. You can save $55 on that play and get it by using the coupon code PUP, P-U-P. Now, here's what I want to talk about run line plays, and it goes into what happened yesterday with the big plays from Craig Davis and Scott Delaney, who both had major wager releases, 100-dime releases yesterday on the Dodgers and Clayton Kershaw on the run line as a $1.30 favorite at Oakland. Now, I've told you many times over the years that the biggest difference in betting baseball over the past 20 years is that you have to look at run line releases, because nowadays, if your team is doing anything, if you've won 6 out of 8 games and you're playing at home and the team you're playing is just a mediocre squad, your number 3, your number 4, your number 5 starters, they may be laying $1.60 to $200. That's just the way it is. In the old days, it was only when you had top-notch hurlers going. If you go back in time to Randy Johnson and Roger Clemens and Pedro Martinez and Steve Carl, Tom Seaver, etc., you only had those guys going where you had to, out of necessity, because you weren't going to be laying 2-1 or 180, you had to play the run line. Just not the case. That's how baseball has changed over the years. So yesterday, listen, I used Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers here as a free play. And Delaney and Davis both lost with Kershaw and the Dodgers as a monster 100-dime play. But if you listen to my analysis yesterday and here in the video report, again, I warn you, just like I did with St. Louis and Lance Lynn, the run line play, you'll always have to be leery of run line releases when you've got particular pitchers that simply don't get run support, and there's no rhyme or reason why they don't get run support, or when you have teams like the St. Louis Cardinals who are so inconsistent offensively. Because again, you're getting that cheap price or you're getting that plus money as a dog because you're willing to say that your team's going to win by 2 runs. If you've ever purchased my plays, and most times here on the video is report as well, if I'm using a run line release, one of the first things I always do is I look to see how a team has done with that pitcher on the hill when they've won in terms of providing him with the margin of victory which we need, which is 2 runs or more. So I went back, and many times this season I've already told you how Clayton Kershaw and Zach Greinke are 2 guys that just don't get any run support. Corey Kluber of the Cleveland Indians, last year's American League Cy Young Award winner. Another guy gets no run support. And then you have a guy like Drew Hutchison, who has an earned run average soaring near 5 this season, who seemingly the Blue Jays score 17 runs every single game. So I went back and I looked at those 3 pitchers. And I just want to tell you, here's the deal. First of all, the Dodgers this season, they're only 13-11 in Kershaw's 24 starts. So he's not a great betting proposition to begin with. 2 games over 500, okay? Naturally, because it's Clayton Kershaw, because he's been the most dominant pitcher in baseball the past 3 years, you're always pretty much looking at using him on the run line. Well, here's the good news. 12 of the 13 wins the Dodgers have recorded this season, they've won those games by 2 runs or more with Kershaw on the hill. But then the reality is this. He's made 24 starts, right? 12 of the 13 wins have been by 2 runs or more. So, on the year, if you're betting Clayton Kershaw, you've only won 12 times out of 24. It's a 500 betting proposition. I'm sorry, that's not a good proposition for me or for you, I don't think. Zack Greinke, victimized continually by a lack of offensive support. He's also made 24 starts. Now, the Dodgers have won 17 of those 24 starts, and 12 of those 17 wins have been by 2 runs or more. So, do the math. Again, that's 12 of the 24 games he has started this season. The Dodgers, if you're strictly looking at Greinke on a run line play, and listen, I didn't delve into every single game. I'm sure there's some that he's been under $1.50 favorite. But just on a run line basis, that would be 12 for 24 on the season. Now, look at Drew Hutchison. Blue Jays have won 17 of his 24 starts. 14 of those 17 wins have been by 2 runs or more. The beautiful thing about Drew Hutchison, though, is you aren't going to find him. Other than when the Blue Jays are on this red-hot roll right now at home, you're not going to find him laying 180, laying 220, laying 250. Just doesn't happen. It's Drew Hutchison, for Christ's sake. So he gets tremendous run support. I mean, on the season, I think they're averaging like 8 runs a game for him, right? From a team that scores over 5 runs a game to lead the major leagues. Much better betting proposition, the way I look at it, than Greinke or Kershaw. So there's my Bible on the run line dilemma. And with that being said, naturally, I'm going to give you 2 more run line plays right now for your free picks. First one, I'm going to go with Toronto on the run line at Philadelphia. Listen, the Blue Jays, what can I tell you? You know, right before the trade deadline, they had a 2-game series at the Rogers Center against Philadelphia. They lost the opening game. They won the next night. Starting with that victory in the second game of that 2-game series, well, they have won 16 out of 19 games overall. Phillies, meanwhile, after that 16-5 spurt out of the gate after the All-Star game, have lost now 6 of their last 7. Mark Burley going for the Blue Jays, 7-1 with a 2.16 earned run average in his last 13 starts. And the amazing thing in that 13-start stretch, say that 3 times quickly, 13-start stretch, 13-start stretch. I know you're going to be doing that in just a minute, right? In those 13 starts, he's only walked 10 batters in 91 innings. And he's worked at least 7 innings 11 times in that stretch. Blue Jays won last night using the long ball with Josh Donaldson, belting a couple to win 8-5, and I'll go with them on the run line here again. The Cubs and Jon Lester. I'm going to take them on the run line today at home against Detroit. I know Lester was 0-2 with a 5.79 earned run average in 2 starts against Detroit last year while pitching for the Red Sox and the A's. And I know that he's got a 4.29 ERA in 6 starts the previous 3 years against the Tigers as well. But the Tigers aren't the same Tigers team, and he's not pitching for the Red Sox anymore. So everything changes as far as I'm concerned. Listen, since losing a start against Detroit, oh, God, when was it? He gave up 5 runs. It was a start back in, I think, early July. He's been on a great run. I mean, 1.98 earned run average in his last 8 starts, 2.20 earned run average, and 11 starts since getting beaten up by the Tigers in 4 1/3 innings of a 6-0 loss back on June 9th. Oh, I said July earlier. It is June 9th. So he's been on a nice little roll. He's 4-0 with a 2.04 earned run average in his last 5 starts. Now, I know that the Cubs lost last night, okay? And it was their second straight loss after winning 9 in a row and 15 out of 16. Let's forgive them, okay? Daniel Norris, who was acquired from the Blue Jays in the David Price trade, he's pitched well for the Tigers, but I just like the Cubbies to bounce back here tonight on the run line in this one. So 2 more run line releases. Once again, Toronto and the Cubbies. That'll do it for today. Best of luck to you guys. I'll talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.